Hello and welcome back dear student in the second module of the topic solution. So just we have started our second topic solution. So in the introduction of solution, first we know that a solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. A solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. We have studied the binary solutions in this topic, that means which contains one solvent and one solute. A solvent is the major component of the solution and a solute is a minor component of the solution. So the mixture of solute and solvent is called as a solution. Solutions are classified into two types. The first one, depending on the number of components involved in that solutions, the solutions are classified into three types. If the two components are involved in the solution, then that solution are called as a binary solution. If the three components are involved in the solution, then that component is called as a that solution is called as a ternary or the tertiary solution. And if the four components are involved to form a solution, then that type of a solution is called as a quaternary solution. So this is the classification of the solution on the basis of the number of components involved in the solution. As we know, there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So depending on the physical state of the solute and solvent, there are 9 types of solutions are formed: solid in liquid, solid in solid, solid in gas, liquid in liquid, liquid in solid and liquid in gas, gas in liquid, gas in solid and gas in gas. And some example of these 9 types of solutions, that part we have discussed in our last lecture. So dear student, out of these 9 solutions formed depending on the physical state of the solute and solvent, in this topic solution we are going to study only the type of a solution, that is the solution of a solid in liquid type of a solution. So in this topic we are going to study the solid in liquid type of a solution with some attention to the solution of gas in liquid type of a solution. So in this topic we are going to study the type of a solution in which solid in liquid type of a solution, in somewhat the solution of a gas in liquid type of a solution. You have to always remember that in this topic majority we are going to study the solid in liquid type of a solutions. For example, solid in liquid type of a solutions, for example, sugar in water, salt in water. These are some examples of the solid in liquid type of a solutions. So in the last lecture we also discussed that when there is interaction between solute and solvent is possible to aggregates to form a solution, then the interactions they are called as the solvation process. The interaction between the solute and a solvent to form aggregates, and this process is called as a solvation process. And if solvent used is a water, if to form a solution, then we use the solvent as a water, or water is used as a solvent to form a solution, then that process is called as a hydration process. And also remember that if water is used as a solvent to form a solution, always remember that if the water is used as a solvent to form the solution, then that type of solutions are called as aqueous solutions. Aqueous solutions means the solutions which is formed by using only water as a solvent. And if other than the water any one of the solvent is used to form a solution, then that type of solutions are called as a non-aqueous solution. You have to remember that aqueous solutions means the solutions in which only water is used as a solvent, and non-aqueous solutions are the solutions in which other than water, for example benzene, CCl4, they are used as a solvent, or CO2, they are used as a solvent instead of water. Then such a type of a solution which is formed by using other than water, then that type of solutions are called as a non-aqueous solutions. So you have to remember that what is mean by aqueous solution and what is mean by non-aqueous solution. So that part we are studied in our last lecture. So dear student, in today's lecture here we are going to study the capacity of a solution to dissolve a solute. Means when the solute is dissolved in a solvent to form a solution, then how much amount of solute it will be dissolved in the solution or in a solvent to form a solution. That means we have to study the capacity of a solution to dissolve a solute. And for that, here consider one beaker, and in that beaker, but before that, always remember that in this topic we are going to study only the aqueous solutions and a binary solutions. A binary solutions means a solution containing only two components, solute and solvent. But in that binary solution, always the solvent used in this topic solution is a water, and therefore in this topic we have to study only the aqueous solutions and a binary solutions. So what is the capacity of a solution to dissolve a solute? And for that, consider a beaker containing here 1 liter water. Here it contains some water as a solvent. And what is the amount of that water which I am taking in that beaker? It is a 1 liter. And if we add a solute in that solvent, because here the water is used as a solvent, therefore it forms an aqueous solution. And if we add a solute such as a sugar, if we add a sugar as a solute in this water, then it forms a solution. Because as we know, a solution is a mixture of solute and a solvent. It forms a binary solution and an aqueous solution. To know the capacity of a solution to dissolve a solute, consider here initially we add in 1 liter of the solvent. Initially here we add the 100 gram of sugar. Initially we add 100 gram of sugar. If we add the 100 gram of sugar, then it dissolved in this 1 liter water easily. Then secondly, if we again add the 100 gram of sugar, that means a solute in that solvent, 1 liter solvent, then also again it dissolved it easily. Means it get dissolved in that solvent and it forms a solution. Again if we add 100 gram of sugar of sugar is how many? It is equal to 300 gram. Firstly, we add 100 gram of sugar in this 1 liter water, then it dissolves easily. That means here we add a solute in solvent, then it forms a solution. It forms a solution, and that process is called as here dissolution process. Because if you add 100 gram, then it gets easily dissolved in this water to form a solution. Again, if you add 100 gram, then also it dissolved in that solution. Again, if you add 100 gram, then it also dissolved in that solution. And this process is called as a dissolution process. But further, in that solution, here it is the solution prepared by using a 300 gram of a solution in 1 liter water. That means 1 liter solvent. But if we add here a 0.1 gram of sugar, if we again add fourth time, if we add here a 0.1 gram of sugar, then the dissolution is stopped here. Then what happens? The dissolution of the sugar, 0.1 sugar in this is stopped here. That means here the crystallization takes place, because the capacity of a solution to dissolve the solute, suppose here we have to suppose that the capacity of a solution, this solution which is formed by 300 gram of sugar in a 1 liter water, this is the capacity of that solution to dissolve a solute. But if again we add a 0.1 gram of sugar in that solution, then it remains as it is. It does not get dissolved in that solution. Here the dissolution, it will be stopped and the recrystallization takes place. That means the crystallization takes place. Firstly, solute dissolved in a solvent, then it forms a solution. But in that solution, again if we add some amount of a solute, then it does not get dissolved in that solution. Here the dissolution, it will be stopped and the crystallization process, it will be carried out. Means here the solute, it gets separated from that solution. That means here we have to suppose that the capacity of the solution is which? Only the 300 gram of sugar is dissolved in a 1 liter water. This is the capacity of this solution to dissolve the solute. And the solution formed here is called as saturated solution. Saturated solution means जेवढी कॅपॅसिटी आहे तेवढाच सोल्यूट दिलेल्या सॉल्व्हंट मध्ये डिसॉल्व झाला की त्या सोल्युशनला आपण काय म्हणायचं? सॅच्युरेटेड सोल्युशन. मीन्स अ मॅक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ सोल्यूट that can be dissolved, completely dissolved in a given amount of a solvent to form a solution called as a saturated solution. And therefore the solution formed is called as a saturated solution. If we add the some amount of solute, for example only a 0.1 gram of sugar, if we want to add in this solution, then it does not get dissolved in it, and at that time a solution is called as a supersaturated. Supersaturated solution. A supersaturated solution is unstable. A supersaturated solution is an unstable solution. So here, and therefore the precipitation it will be formed here, because the capacity of the solution to dissolve the solid is how many? Only suppose we have to suppose only 300 gram of sugar means the solute is dissolved in that 1 liter solvent to form a solution. This is the capacity of that solution. But if we added some more amount of a solute in that, then it does not get dissolved in it. Then the crystallization process it will be occurs, and that solution formed is called as the supersaturated solution, which is unstable. That means a precipitation it will be formed. And the third type of a solution is, that means if the capacity of this solution, that means the capacity is only 300 gram of the solute dissolved in that 1 liter water, that means 1 liter solvent. But in that, if we dissolve only 200 gram, less than their capacity, capacity आहे 300 ग्रॅम शुगरची एका लिटर वॉटर मध्ये, 1 लिटर वॉटर मध्ये, 1 लिटर म्हणजे 1000 मिलीलीटर मध्ये, 1 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये 100, 200, 300 ग्रॅम शुगर काय होतीये? डिसॉल्व होतीये, असं आपण सपोज केलेला. ती त्याची कॅपॅसिटी, आणि त्यावेळेस जे सोल्युशन तयार होतं त्या सोल्युशनला आपण सॅच्युरेटेड सोल्युशन असं म्हणणार आहे. मग अनसॅच्युरेटेड सोल्युशन म्हणजेच काय? कॅपॅसिटी आहे त्याची 300 ग्रॅमची, पण आपण तिथे 150 ग्रॅम टाकलं किंवा 200 ग्रॅम शुगर 1 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये टाकली, त्यावेळेस जे काही सोल्युशन तयार होणार आहे त्याला काय म्हणायचं? unsaturated solution. Then at that time unsaturated solution it will be formed. So these are again 3 type of solution depending on the capacity of dissolved solute to form a solution. Saturated solution, supersaturated solution and unsaturated solution. What is mean by saturated solution? Means the maximum amount of solute dissolved in given amount of solvent is the form a saturated solution. What is mean by supersaturated? कॅपॅसिटी आहे त्याच्यापेक्षा जर जास्त सोल्यूट ऍड केला तर तेव्हा जे काही सोल्युशन तयार होतं त्याला आपण म्हणतो सुपर सॅच्युरेटेड. दॅट मीन्स अ प्रेसिपिटेशन इट विल बी अकर्स. अँड अ थर्ड टाइप ऑफ अ सोल्युशन इज unsaturated solution. At that time the capacity is, in this case, is only 300 gram of sugar which is dissolved in 1 liter of solvent water. But if we dissolve only 200 gram, then it is less than that saturated solution, and therefore at that time the solution it is unsaturated. So these are the 3 types of solution: saturated solution, supersaturated solution and unsaturated solution, depending on the capacity of a solution to form or to dissolve a solute. क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू? म्हणजे हे 3 टाइपचे सोल्युशन आहेत. हे कशावरती डिपेंडेड आहे? कॅपॅसिटी ऑफ अ सोल्युशन टू डिसॉल्व अ सोल्यूट. म्हणजे तयार झालेले जे काही सोल्युशन आहे त्याच्यामध्ये परत आपण सोल्यूट जर ऍड केला तर ते कसं सोल्युशन तयार करणार आहे? आयदर सॅच्युरेटेड, अनसॅच्युरेटेड और सुपर सॅच्युरेटेड. सो हियर वी हैव 3 टाइप्स ऑफ अ सोल्युशन: सॅच्युरेटेड सोल्युशन, सुपर सॅच्युरेटेड सोल्युशन and unsaturated solution. The next point is solubility. Then what is mean by solubility? And for that we have to consider again these concept of saturation or saturated solution and these figure also. But that part we will see in our next module. So dear student, in today's lecture we have completed the capacity of a solution to dissolve a solute, and for that here we have three types of a solution: saturated solution, supersaturated solution and unsaturated solution. So for the solubility we will meet in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.